Good morning, and welcome to your morning cereal. Okay, good morning, and welcome to Thursday. Well, you've made it past Wednesday, and now we're officially in the emotional stretch of the week where we all pretend we're going to catch up on our to-do list, but it's going to be Friday before we know it, and then it's the weekend, so we might as well just do it on Monday. Well, it's not just another Thursday, it's National Chocolate Chip Day Thursday. So if someone questions your breakfast cookie, just tell them it's tradition. And it's also Bring Flowers to Someone Day, which could be sweet or really awkward, depending on who you pick to bring flowers to. And then lastly, it's International Day of Families, which is a nice reminder to call your people, or at least text them a gift that says, thinking of you, with a picture of a confused cat. You know, however you do it. All right, well, let's kick off the day with some inspiration from Emmitt Smith, the NFL Hall of Famer and all-time leading rusher. Emmitt Smith said, quote, "All men are created equal. Some just work harder in the preseason," end quote. It's a reminder that success isn't always flashy. It's forged in the stuff no one sees, right? The quiet mornings, the extra reps, the off-the-record grit. So today, do the work that future you will thank you for, even if no one's watching. Today's news, facts, and birthdays are for May 15th. And we're going to start back in 1928. That's when the first Mickey Mouse cartoon, Plane Crazy, was screened in Los Angeles. Now, this was a silent film in which Mickey tries to fly an airplane, and it was in reference to Charles Lindbergh. Then we're going to skip up to 1940, and that's when the first McDonald's opened up in San Bernardino, California. Now, at that point in time, hamburgers were just 15 cents, and no one was Instagramming their fries. Well, in 1940 on this date, this is a big one that we all have on our calendars too. This is the day that nylon stockings first went on sale to the general public, and stores sold out in just days. That's a fashion trend that will never end. Then in 1988, on this date, the Soviet Union began to withdraw from Afghanistan after nearly a decade of conflict, signaling a turning point in the Cold War history. Okay, I'm going to add a new segment here that we're going to get into where we're just taking a look at some of the top headlines from around the country today. Hot off the press. All right, Target reported better than expected Q1 earnings. That was driven by lower inventory costs and a surge in essential shopping. So investors are watching to see if this sets the tone for retail earnings this season. All right, next, the New York Times says a bipartisan group of senators introduced a new immigration legislation, which focuses on the skilled labor visas and border security, so hoping to bridge a long-standing political divide here. And then lastly, NPR has reported that NASA has officially partnered with private companies to develop lunar habitats for future Artemis missions. Now, what that means? Humans may soon be, glamping on the moon. Well, happy birthday to you if today is your birthday. You share a birthday with Hall of Famer running back Emmitt Smith. He's 56 today. Then actor and singer, best known for his Baywatch roles and On Melrose Place, David Charvet. He's 52 today. And then lastly, British tennis legend and Olympic gold medalist Andy Murray. He's just 37 today. And the number one song on this date back in 1999, everybody knows it, Livin' La Vida Loca by Ricky Martin. Now, this track didn't just top the charts, it blew the doors off pop radio. It actually marked the Latin crossover explosion, if you remember that back in the late 90s. And it helped define the late 90s music vibe. It was bold, it was bilingual, and yes, it gave TRL its entire personality for about 3 months. All right, well, let's turn the page on today with our ongoing journey through Stephen R. Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And we're still in part 2, chapter 1, and we're zooming in on the subchapter, Expanding the Circle of Influence. Now, Covey's core message here is deceptively simple, but wildly powerful, as we've talked about before. Effective people focus on what they can control. That means investing time and energy into what he calls the circle of influence, not the circle of concern, right? The circle of concern, as we remember, includes things that we care about, but we can't directly impact. Things like national politics, the economy, climate change, our neighbor's obsession with leaf blowers and water mitigation. Well, meanwhile, the circle of influence includes things that we can actually do something about. Our habits, our mindset, our work ethic, how we treat people, and how we respond to setbacks. Now, Covey is being very intentional here to be repetitive on these concepts so that we really ingrain them into how we think and to how we respond to things, right? So Covey writes, quote, "Proactive people focus their efforts in the circle of influence. They work on the things they can do something about. The nature of their energy is positive, enlarging and magnifying. It causes their circle of influence to increase," end quote. So this idea of positive energy, expanding your influence, is one of Covey's central themes. He's not just telling us to ignore problems that we can't fix, but he's saying that real power grows when we stop complaining and start building. And at this point, he also continues to remind us that different problems fall into different categories, right? We remember direct control, those are our own behavior. Secondly, indirect control, other people's behavior. And thirdly, we have no control, things we just must accept. But in each case, Covey offers a proactive solution, okay? So for those direct control, we need to practice our habits and have discipline. For those indirect control, we need to use our influence and communication. And for the items that we have no control over, we just need to practice acceptance and wisdom, okay? Focusing on our circle of influence builds credibility, builds trust and resilience within each of us. So when we're steady and consistent, even in the small things, people notice that. Doors will begin to open and our impact begins to grow. So ask yourself, am I stuck in the concern circle or am I acting in my influence? Covey's advice is a challenge and an invitation. Don't wait for the change. Be the change and watch your influence follow. So the takeaway, stop spinning your wheels on the stuff you can't change and double down on what you can change. Your circle will grow, your stress will shrink, and you'll start showing up in the world with purpose instead of panic. As Covey puts it, quote, "Anytime we think the problem is out there, that thought is the problem," end quote. Hey, thank you for starting your day with us today. Come back tomorrow for a fresh batch of new quotes and facts and talk about songs and a little bit of book smarts as well. But until then, focus on your circle. Notice the beauty out there. And maybe sneak a chocolate chip or two. Hey, have a fantastic day. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Morning Serial podcast on the One Life Live It channel. You can find more episodes and videos by visiting our YouTube channel and the website at Sean Inglis and at SeanInglis.com, where you can also follow our other podcasts, the Mr. and Mrs. Inglis podcast and the Life Happens podcast. In these other podcasts, we'll dive deeper into everyday issues, self-improvement and well-being, business and finance, and we welcome special guests too. So join us. It'll be a good time, I promise. Thanks again for listening. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you tomorrow.